I consider myself a facilitator. So I make the things possible for the kids. I do a lot of the boring paperwork and get all that stuff. I do a lot of the communication with the people, but I put my trust in the students to get them to actually kind of learn that themselves and also take that motivation and then hopefully teach others. Right now, we've seen our first iteration of seniors who've graduated who are now coming back and helping be mentors now for our new freshmen who are starting.
I've graduated last year and now I'm going to college at Kettering.
I guess you enjoyed it so much that even you left high school, you still come back to the club. Why so?
It's all student driven, so everything that we do is all on our own. So as we come into the club, we have no experience, and so we have to build up our own experience from nothing.
I have prior experience, but like that much of it, like I know enough to get me by. I actually had a class at the high school last year where we tried a little bit of Python, but we did start with doing block code.
R.E.S.T started, I believe, 5 years ago. So we've been kind of working our way up. We started working with GHI and working with the early iterations of the brain pad, I believe, in our second year. So we've been loving how it's been progressing and also how we've been kind of learning more and more and more, and our kids are getting more engaged with it as well.
We have different subdivisions. We have autonomous, RC, and ROV. They all involve some type of programming.
So Adriana, one of our students you talked about earlier, she's brand new. This is her first year, and she is going, full force into this, learning how to do programming with the brain pad. She's getting into our underwater robotics competition and learning about 3D design and working with our maker space that we have in our building. It's been a fantastic experience, but like I said, I don't take any of the credit. I just help push the paperwork along and make sure that everybody is where they're supposed to be.
Like every year we have like tons of new technology coming out, and like having sort of the background information, it makes it much easier to like work with it and like be able to understand it. So I definitely think that whether it be coding or engineering, any sort of like STEM activity, it's really helpful no matter where you go.
You take the word STEAM, it really is just that. It's the science, the technology, the engineering, the art, the math. Every kid comes in and we tell them when they're interested, you don't have to be an expert. Come in and learn from others. You may be able to use your digital art skills and help design our t-shirts and help make the aesthetics of whatever we're working on better. And putting trust in the students. So finding those students who are willing to take on the leadership roles and find the students who have that intrinsic motivation and tap into them. And then with that, students a lot of times listen to students more than they listen to adults sometimes.
Have you coded before? I'm learning it right now. We're learning about Python right now, but we're getting more into it, so yeah. Did this give you a different perspective of like coding and what you want to do growing up?
I do not know for sure. I know a lot of people who do like different type of coding out there. Like I know like this is much easier than doing other coding in real life, I'm saying.
But you haven't tried coding in real life. How do you know?
I don't know, really.
Basically, you just can't get intimidated. Doesn't matter how many times you'll mess up with your game or how many times you fail. You just got to keep going.
We weren't as successful our first year as we are now, and we learn from our mistakes and we push forward and to kind of just make constant improvements.
So the idea of a student teaching a student is a good idea.
Oh, it's terrifying. It works.